Hello and welcome to the kickoff for the 13.5 release for the distribution team. I'm Larissa Lane, I'm the product manager for the distribution team. In 13.5, we're going to be focused on continuing efforts on the 6 major areas of work that we have prioritized. So this is our scheduling issue. It provides a high-level overview of where we're at with each of these priorities and what the focus is going to be for 13.5. The first thing that we have on there is continuing to refine our support for Patrony. We added Patrony several releases back as an alternate option for managing replication and failover for Postgres clusters. We have identified an issue through some ongoing testing that we've been doing, and I want to thank the Geo team for helping us identify this one. We found that under certain circumstances, it is possible to get into a split brain situation, and so in 13.5, we're going to be investigating and attempting to resolve that issue. We also have a documentation issue here scheduled for 13.5 to make sure that we have Patrony added to our list of GitLab components. Next, we've been making good progress on the feature to encrypt the LDAP password. So that's the password that's stored in GitLab configuration files for connecting to an LDAP server. We have some clear next steps that we've been working on. It's rolling over from 13.4 to 13.5. We'll continue to work on this in 13.5, and we are also hoping to add this to the usage ping so that we can track how many of our users are actually using this feature to encrypt the LDAP password, and how that tracks over time. If once a user adopts this feature, they continue to use it, and that will give us a better sense of whether we are really solving the problem in a way that works for our users. So in 13.5, we're going to be investigating what it would take to add this feature to a usage ping. Next, we have this epic for Openshift. So we have been working with Red Hat to add support for deploying GitLab on Openshift. We're making some really good progress towards having a beta version available, and we're hoping that that will be towards the end of the year that we'll have that available. In 13.5, we're going to be focusing on these top 2 issues in the epic, which are around how to build and release the operator that will be used for deploying GitLab. Next, if you are one of our Helm chart users, you're probably aware of a limitation that Pages, GitLab Pages, cannot be deployed through the Helm chart and is not supported. There's a lot of work going on at GitLab to unblock this, and the release management team has been leading this effort. One of the big things that we need to do is remove the dependency on NFS storage for Pages and move across to object storage. On the distribution team, we have been exploring things that we can be doing now to help support that effort. And we've identified a couple of things that we are going to be working on the next few releases. The first one is to add the ability to configure GitLab Pages in the Rails containers. This is currently blocked. It's blocked by decoupling Puma from Pages, this item here. So we're monitoring progress on this blocking issue, and as soon as it gets unblocked, we're going to be picking up this work, hopefully in 13.5. Then in 13.6, we're going to be creating a Pages container that we can use internally to test deploying Pages on Kubernetes and identify any other blocking issues that we may need to address before we can officially support it. Next, we're continuing work on the Orchestrator. This is the tool that we're building for automating a lot of the work to deploy GitLab at large scale in a multi-node deployment. And we're working on the alpha version. The focus for 13.5 is going to be adding support for Patrony in the Orchestrator. Also, some security related things such as using SSL certificates and figuring out a solution for how to manage the passwords that are required for in a GitLab deployment. And we'll also be doing some more work on building out the command line interface to add more options and functionality in the command line. Finally, we have a goal to move our cloud native install category from the viable maturity status to complete. And with each release, we aim to pick up at least a couple of items from this epic. In 13.5, we're actually rolling over a couple of things. We had ended up having some team members out in 13.4. So we had a couple of documentation issues scheduled for 13.4 that will roll over to 13.5. So that's to document the mailroom chart values and usage, and to document the task runner chart values and usage. We also would welcome your input into any other items that you think need to go into this epic. And our goal is to get it to that maturity level as best we can later this year, although we know that Pages is going to end up being one of the things that we probably cannot deliver in that time frame. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the kickoff video, and I look forward to doing another one for 13.6. Thank you.